Before you book another ski trip and another hotel in Japan, ask yourself this. What if the better dream is not just visiting the snow, but owning a home near it? In this video, I'll show you the real difference between a ski holiday and living in Japan. The powder, the onsen, the shovel, the winter roads, and what to check before buying property in Japan. Stay to the end before you fall in love with the dream. Before I dive into this episode, I want to answer one critical question many of you might have. Who are you and why should I trust you? My name is Kazu Yasumura and I'm the founder of Japanoma, a decision aid platform for Australians considering buying a home in Japan. I was born and raised in Japan, then moved to the US for university, which may explain the accent, and have since lived and worked in Japan, America, and Australia. Australia has now been home to my family for almost 10 years. Having bought and renovated homes in both Japan and Australia, I understand the excitement of creating your own home base in Japan, but also the genuine concerns, hidden defects, renovation costs, maintenance, language barriers, and managing a property from overseas. Before founding Japanoma, I held senior leadership roles in multinational companies. Through that experience, I built trusted relationships across both countries and developed a real passion for creating a practical bridge between Australia and Japan. A key part of that bridge is our partnership with Kachitas, Japan's #1 company in the purchase, renovate, and resale of existing detached homes for 12 consecutive years. With local teams across Japan and a nationwide network of more than 1,200 renovation contractors, Kachitas brings the on-the-ground experience needed to assess, renovate, and support homes properly. Our role is not to push you into buying. It is to help you understand the opportunity, the risks, and the realities, so you can make the right decision and enjoy living in Japan with confidence. I'm shooting this video in July 2026 and the Australian ski season is finally here. But June 2026, it hurt. Snow cams were open, weather apps were refreshed, families waited, skiers hoped. And across Australia, 2 million people were asking the same question. Is this season actually going to turn on? By the third refresh, you're not checking the forecast anymore. You're having a one-way argument with the weather app. And that's the uncomfortable truth about skiing in Australia. The snow is precious, but it's not always reliable. Now compare that with Japan. In parts of Hokkaido, Aomori, Iwate, Akita, Yamagata, Miyagi, Niigata, Nagano, and northern Gunma, snow is not a lucky bonus. Snow country in Japan is part of life. And for Australian skiers, that can feel almost unfair. A quiet home under fresh powder, mountains nearby, an onsen down the road, a local ski field less than 20 minutes from home. Not one big ski trip a year, a ski lifestyle. That's the dream of living in Japan. But today, I want to talk about the part people don't always show on Instagram. The shovel. Not the romantic part of the dream, I know. Not the bit they put in the brochure. And definitely not the bit your kids volunteered for. Because a ski holiday lets you enjoy the snow, living in Japan means managing it. Living in Japan means understanding the real winter. And living in Japan, especially snow country in Japan, is very different from booking another hotel. That's the difference. When you visit Japan for 1 week, snow feels magical. You wake up, you ski, you eat ramen, you soak in an onsen, and somewhere between the powder and the steam, you say, I could live here. And maybe you could. But buying property in Japan is not the same as booking a ski lodge. Buying property in Japan means asking what happens after the holiday ends. Buying property in Japan in a heavy snow area means asking who manages the snow when you are not there. The council may clear the main road, but they will not clear your driveway. They will not clear your front entrance. They will not clear your car space. And they will not clear the heavy wall of snow that snowplow leaves in front of your house. In some towns, locals may spend 60 to 90 minutes in the morning clearing snow before the day even begins. Then they go to work, and when they come home, they may need to shovel again just to park the car. No gym membership required. Japan will provide the weights. That does not mean snow country in Japan is bad. It just means snow country in Japan is real. And real is what you need to understand before you buy. Because in snow country in Japan, winter changes everything. Winter changes time. A 20-minute drive in autumn may not feel like a 20-minute drive in winter. Roads become narrower, traffic slows down, visibility drops, parking takes longer. Your quick drive becomes a proper winter task. So when you see a property listing that says only 18 minutes to the ski resort, ask a better question. Is that 18 minutes in October or 18 minutes in February? Because winter has its own version of time. And sometimes Google Maps has never met Japanese snow. That question matters. Because snow country in Japan rewards preparation. Locals adapt. They use snow tires and avoid sudden braking. They leave earlier. They know which roads are safer. They know where snow piles up. And they know when a beautiful house is actually a difficult house. But if you are an overseas owner, you need to be honest. Will you be there enough to manage it? And if not, who will? Most Australians looking at a second home in Japan focus on exciting things: price, floor plan, distance to ski resorts, nearby onsen, the view from the window. All important, but a second home in Japan in a snowy region needs more than a beautiful listing photo. A second home in Japan has to work in February, not just look good in October. That's why the boring questions matter. Can snow fall safely from the roof? Where does the snow go after you shovel it? Is there enough space to clear the car? Does the road have reliable winter access? Can someone local check the house while you're in Australia? Because a cheap house in snow country in Japan can quickly become an expensive headache if the winter setup is wrong. This is why near skiing is not enough. The right property is not just close to the mountain. It has to be manageable in winter, especially if you live in Australia and only visit Japan part of the year. So if living in Japan in snow is this demanding, why do people stay? Because the snow gives something back. For many locals, snow country in Japan is hard, but it is also part of the rhythm of life. Autumn is preparation, winter is endurance. Spring feels earned. Some locals joke that snow clearing is their gym membership. The only problem is you cannot cancel it in March. Others say winter makes them appreciate spring more deeply. And for people who truly love skiing, the reward can be enormous. Imagine not planning one big ski trip a year. Imagine skiing before work, a quick night session after dinner, a weekend routine with the family, a local mountain less than 20 minutes from home. Onsen afterwards, dinner at home. That's not a holiday, that's living in Japan. And Australia simply cannot offer that in the same way. For the right person, the hard work is not a deal breaker. It is part of the contract. So before you fall in love with a second home in Japan, ask yourself this: would I still love this place if I had to shovel before breakfast? Would I still love it if a 20-minute drive sometimes become 60? Would I still love it if I needed local help while I was overseas? Would I still love it after the novelty of snow wears off? Would I still love this town in winter and summer? Not just in a beautiful autumn listing photo. If the answer is no, that's completely fine. Snow country in Japan may still be a wonderful place to visit. Book the lodge, enjoy the powder, go home happy. Honestly, that's still a pretty good plan. Even if it means forking out thousands every year on accommodation you'll never own. Beautiful memories, yes. Equity, no. But if the answer is yes, then Snow Country in Japan may offer something rare, a life where nature is not just scenery, nature is part of the deal. At Japanoma, we help Aussies think through these questions before they buy. Not just can I afford this house, but is this the right town? Is this the right property? Is this the right lifestyle for me and my family? Because buying property in Japan is not just about the house. Buying property in Japan is about choosing the life that comes with it. And living in Japan can be incredible, especially living in Snow Country in Japan. But it's not passive. It asks more of you. And for the right person, that is exactly why it gives more back. So before you buy the dream, understand the winter. Read the full Snow Country reality check on Japanoma. Before you fall in love with a listing, test the town.